Columbia University Apartheid Divest is a really radical group, and they're the ones who were staging the takeover of Hamilton Hall last year, the takeover of the Quad. I think it was almost 2 weeks that they had
took
a
over
takeover
buildings.
of, Hamilton Hall. They renamed it Hind Hall after a girl that was killed in Gaza. They were very specific about that. But they took over the Quad for like 2 weeks. They recently took over Barnard's Milstein Library, which is like this really storied historic library on the campus that is shared by both. It's shared by both universities. But yeah, I mean, it's a pretty shocking group. They have really disgusting views. They're very big Jew haters. They also are very big haters of the West, of America. They've also done this crazy thing where they compare the war in Gaza and Israel to Columbia's real estate deals in Manhattan on the Morningside campus. They say that Columbia is an occupier of, Morningside, this part of Manhattan, and all of this stuff, which is absolutely ridiculous. And that's how they link that up all together. It's not a good group. They have really bad ideas, and they had last year, the daughter of Ilhan Omar was out there because she was a Barnard student. She was protesting, and Ilhan Omar was out there as well. You also had Congressman Brandon Gill today saying that he'd think the country would be better off if Ilhan Omar was deported, which made me look up how you could deport a naturalized citizen.
Well, real quick, it is funny, but most people don't realize that Ilhan Omar has a 20-something-year-old daughter.
Yeah, and she was in Barnard. I know she got suspended. I don't know if she got expelled. She was certainly locked out of her housing for a good while and made a whole stink about being unhoused.
Unhoused.
Yeah.
Well, so I asked my Twitter, my ex followers, should non-citizens in the U.S. be allowed to stage protests against U.S. policy? 85.8% said no. 14.2% said yes. Out of 20,801 votes. It's been up for 2 hours.
I think that is actually a violation of the green card. Like the green card requirements, it has responsibilities of the government and responsibilities as a permanent resident. And one of the responsibilities as a permanent resident, it says required to obey all laws of the United States and localities, and also expected to support the democratic form of government, not including voting, which you can't do.
Yeah,
I'm totally fine with his visa being revoked and him being deported.
Me too. Absolutely. I mean, sorry about your luck, bud. We got rules around here. I mean, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, these protests were taking over buildings. We're not talking about a guy standing on a street corner waving a little sign that says "Free Palestine." We're talking about a guy who was an organizer of a protest, who was giving speeches,
giving press conferences. He was
press conferences, and they physically took over buildings and occupied spaces unlawfully. And people don't say, I think the issue is for a lot of people, they don't remember the videos that came out of this, where Jewish students were attacked.
Yeah.
One incident where a guy, I think it was a guy or woman, they were wearing a Star of David, and they were walking around, I think it was Columbia, and then people just formed a line, linked arms, and pushed them out.
Yeah, they refused to let them into the encampment. They also refused to let people go to class. Recently, they say that Khalil was part of a group of students. I don't know if this is true. But they say that he was part of a group of students that was disrupting classes and distributing like Hamas leaflets in classes. That's something.
He was Hamas leaflets?
It was like Al-Aqsa flood stuff.
Which is pro Hamas?
Al-Aqsa flood, that's what they call. The Al-Aqsa is like the Temple Mount.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like basically, pro-Hamas.
Well, there's a big question.
Stuff.
Basically is not.
Right. So these are the questions. And this is why I think that it would be good to have a hearing. I want to hear all the evidence against this guy.
I'd love to have a congressional
And I'd love
hearing
to
on
also, if this is the first guy who's being deported, who has a green card, and he's being, charged. He hasn't been charged with anything yet. He hasn't been investigated for any crimes. And that's something, too. I was reading the Free Press report this morning.
So what?
And they were saying that that nobody in the administration says that he's done anything illegal.
So what?
Well, so it's interesting.
And so what to you? I mean, so what in general?
If this is going to be the blueprint of how people with green cards are deported, I want every I dotted and T crossed, so that we know that in every case this is being done appropriately.
Have an appropriate procedure.
Yes.
Make sure that they
Do it
just like you said,
lawfully,
do it lawfully, and then ship them all out. Like if you've broken the law, beat it.
This is how we protect Americans.
That's the point that
And
I'm
then use that as case law. Then let's have the first one.
Let's have some case,
and then we'll have some case law.
I disagree. The law clearly states, and if you want to change it, we can change it. There is no judicial review. The State Department can kick out any green card holder whenever they want.
At any time.
If it's lawful.
No. There's no question of what lawful is because there's no judicial review.
The State Department then it is lawful.
Right. Then that means always, at any time, for any reason, it's lawful. Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.